What is going on, everybody? It is Dylan with Astro DFS bringing you a video going over the Thursday night showdown between the New England Patriots and the LA Rams. This is going to be an interesting game for sure. Looking like a very defensive game. The line is at 44.5 points, and the Rams are a 5-point favorite right now. So probably going to be a very defensive game. We get a rematch of playoffs last year, so that's also interesting. And just get right into the video. So we only have two players above 10,000 this night, and it is Jared Goff and Cam Newton. Jared Goff being the most expensive player, Cam Newton $400 cheaper. We do have the two top Ram wide receivers at 96 and 92, so it's not like you're getting a huge deal there. And Damian Harris at 8,800 for New England. So even though they're not at that 10K, they're still pretty high in price. With the 44.5 points, the first thing that stands out is defenses. There's not a lot of points. That means the defenses are probably getting some points. Now, both offensive lines are pretty good. I'd say the Rams probably have a little more advantage, offensive line to defensive line, but as far as blitzing and all that, I think the Patriots have an advantage there. And the same thing, Rams just haven't been getting to the quarterback as much lately. You look at their recent games, only 5 sacks in the last 3 games. Look at games before, and they get to the quarterback a lot. I looked back at some recent games for the Rams and looked at teams they played, mobile quarterbacks. You look at the big ones, Kyler Murray last week, only 15 yards. Allen was under 20 yards as well. Those are two big names that stand out to me as mobile quarterbacks. And so with Cam Newton being the majority of New England's rush offense and team, you kind of get that same feel here. Both defenses are not very good against the run, and I won't say very good. They're decent against the run. They don't allow a lot of touchdowns, but they do allow a lot of yards. For the passing game, both defenses are elite pass defenses. And it's going to be a tough matchup. That's why the point total is 44.5. So, Jalen Ramsey is going to be shadowing Robert Woods, more than likely. He might switch off between Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, but it's more than likely going to be Robert Woods just because of where they line up. So Cooper Kupp becomes a really big like for me for the two top receivers for the Rams. Damian Harris and Cam Akers, both the number 1 running backs for their respective teams. Damian Harris has been doing a lot better lately with his carries. His fantasy point production has been there for the most part, getting a little around 10, somewhere around there. Against Arizona, James White just stole the touchdowns from him. So, yeah. But that's one of the worries you play with both teams actually this week, is they have running back committees. You look at New England, and they have Harris at 8,800. You go down, James White 6,400. You go down even more, Sony Michel 4,800. All these guys, they kind of split, and it's kind of worrisome. You look at Sony Michel's at least rushing attempts. He's got at least 3 in the last 4 weeks. 2 weeks where he got 10 and a couple of receptions there, but you don't really worry about receptions from either one as much as you worry about James White. That's what he's known for, is being the receiving back for this team. And that's why I kind of like James White a lot more than some people do, just because, like I said, you're able to get those yards for the teams. But with how good the Rams' pass defense is, New England's going to have to rely on James White to get some of these short yardages, first down, stuff like that. So James White actually is probably more valuable to me than Harris, just at that, and he gets the red zone looks. 2 touchdowns, both in the same game against Arizona, and it's kind of how I see it this week too. The only way I see Harris getting those touchdowns is a decent run touchdown, and the Rams don't give up long touchdowns for the most part on the run. So we go back up, and yes, Cam Akers is number 1 running back, and it's about time. I think everyone's been waiting for LA to give Cam Akers the number one running spot. I mean, he looks really good, and it's happy to finally see him get that. So he's still in the number one, but you look back and it's not like Henderson is just totally taking the back seat. He got 15 fantasy points last week. Granted, he didn't have the big long touchdown, and he just got a couple of receptions in there. But still, if Cam Akers doesn't do what he's done the last 2 games, which he shouldn't, I think he's hungry and really wants to solidify his starting role. But they might go to Henderson, so that it always worries you when you have a triple-headed running back core like that, and still you go down even more. For the Rams, Malcolm Brown is right there too, and I mean he's kind of their ground and pound guy, so it can easily happen to where he breaks off for something, but his volume has gone down quite a bit lately. It's just basically been Akers and Henderson. Jacoby Myers is the number one wide receiver for me in this game. He's going to be in the slot, and that's where the Rams struggle, is Hill in the slot. Earlier, I'm sorry, what I said earlier, I just realized it as I was talking about it. Jalen Ramsey is going to be covering. Let me go down. I got my words all messed up. As soon as I find them. It's going to be covering Harry. That's what's going to be the lockdown. I don't know why I said Woods. Woods is going to be shadowed by Stephon Gilmore. So that's why Cooper Kupp has the like for me. I had a huge brain fart saying that, and as soon as I saw the name, it just hit. But Jacoby Myers is going to not be shadowed by Jalen Ramsey. He's going to have Hill in the slot. So the other New England Patriots receivers, Bird and Harry got really bad matchups. Drawing brain farts really early in the morning for it, but Myers is going to go against Hill, who's the only weak spot in that Rams pass defense. Even the safeties for the Rams are doing really well, covering zones, not letting a lot of people get beat deep. So Myers just has the advantage being in the slot, and he's their number one guy. So definitely like for me there. You keep going down, and honestly, Reynolds has a really good matchup this week as well. 5,600, which I wish it was just a little bit cheaper. But with Woods probably going to get locked down by Gilmore, Reynolds and Cooper Kupp are still going to get better looks. They don't have the best matchups. It's not like I'm saying yes, like 100% go after them, but they do have the 2 better matchups rather than Woods does. So they're likes for me as well. Both defenses play really good against a tight end, so tight ends can be an option for me. The only thing that I hate about the tight ends this week is you do have the same thing for the Rams. They have a 2-set tight end. They have Higbee and Everett, and you can go back and look at their numbers and go down to Everett. I mean, it's kind of the same thing. Like, they don't just have explosive, crazy numbers. So those guys are both worrisome for me. The defenses strike a lot of value for me with all the worrisome with the 3 running backs from one team, 3 running backs from the other, 2 tight ends from one team, and you go down, and Ryan Izzo appears to be banged up. Nothing official if he's going to play or not. But if he doesn't play, the other thing that kind of ruins that is Thomas and Keene are the other 2 tight ends on the roster, and both of them New England's not known for their tight end play since Gronk's gone. So if Izzo's out, even if he plays, it's just worrisome for me. There's only a few plays for me that I honestly love. Van Jefferson's another guy. If he gets in the game, he can easily come in, snag a touchdown, maybe some short routes, stuff like that. But I don't see a lot of big yardage plays tonight. It's going to be a battle of the defenses, and whichever defense can shut the offensive team down majority of the time, kills the clock, they're going to win. For me, it's the Rams tonight. So the other plays are the kickers. If Folk plays, I believe he's going to play. I think it's questionable, but I think it's a good questionable, should be in. And then Matt Gay is going to be the kicker for the Rams, and he's there in pricing too. He's got at least 8 points in 3 games. I didn't know he's been in for 3 games already, but yeah, he's gotten 8 points in 3 games. So kickers, defense, and you just go for the guys that you know are going to be volume guys. That's all I can really say. It's hard to go more in depth and find value because there is not a lot unless some crazy news happens leading up to the game. The other thing I did want to mention is all the support that I've gotten lately since I'm trying to get the videos out that I do, but also definitely check out website Astrodfs. That's where you can get our plays. That's where you can get our plays for tonight's game. Also, we should have an article out so you guys can check that out. All our articles are free. Our plays is what you pay the subscription for. If you click on our Discord link, it will take you to our Discord. You can find some more stuff there if you're unsure or just have questions about anything we do. Answer questions right away. The other thing that we're going into is NFL cards, especially card breaks. So if you guys are interested, the link for that will be in the description down below. Our YouTube, Twitter, website, Discord, all that will be in the description down below, guys. Thank you all for watching.